Hey, good morning and welcome to UroNurse News. I'm your host, Vic Senese. Be sure to like and subscribe. Today, an important and developing health story out of Australia, where researchers are warning that vaping may not be the safer alternative it was once believed to be. A major review led by the University of New South Wales has found that vaping is likely to cause lung and oral cancer based on a broad analysis of animal studies, laboratory research, and human case reports published between 2017 and 2025. Researchers say the evidence points to early biological warning signs, changes in the body strongly linked to cancer development. These include DNA damage, chronic inflammation, and cellular changes in both the lungs and oral cavity. Adjunct Professor Bernard Stewart, one of the study's co-authors, stated, "There's no doubt that the cells and tissues of the oral cavity, the mouth, and lungs are altered by inhalation from e-cigarettes." Now, it's important to understand what the study is and what it's not. Because vaping products are relatively new, only widely used since early 2000s. There is not yet long-term population data providing exact cancer rate in humans. Researchers also note that many users both vape and smoke traditional cigarettes, making it difficult to kind of separate the two specific risks of vaping alone. Instead of waiting for decades of cancer statistics, this review focused on something earlier in the disease process, what scientists call pre-carcinogenic changes. The review also included concerning findings from case studies and animal studies. In some reports, dentists identified oral cancers in individuals who never smoked, but had used e-cigarettes exclusively. In laboratory research, mice exposed to e-cigarette vapor developed higher rates of lung tumors compared to those not. Those crazy mice out there vaping. While researchers caution that animal data does not directly translate to humans, they say the pattern is consistent enough to raise serious concern. Based on the total body of evidence, the authors concluded e-cigarettes are likely to cause lung cancer and oral cancer, although the exact scale of risk still is unknown. Lead author, Associate Professor Freddie Sidtas, compared the current situation to the long history of tobacco research. He noted it took nearly 100 years for smoking to be officially recognized as the cause of lung cancer, and highlighted how long it can take for a full scientific consensus to emerge. Other experts warn we may be at a similar crossroad with vaping. Calvin Cochran, a public health researcher, said there's a risk of repeating past mistakes if early warning signs are dismissed. He emphasized there may never be a single definitive moment proving causation, but that does not mean the risk should be ignored. Some researchers are now urging policymakers to act sooner rather than later, especially to protect our young people and non-smokers. Professor Becky Freeman from University of Sydney stated, "Vaping is not a safe alternative to smoking for non-smokers." She added that current Australian policies restricting vape access to pharmacy-controlled settings may represent a balanced approach, limiting youth exposure while still supporting smoking cessation efforts. However, not all experts agree on how far the interpretation should go. Some caution that while vaping is not harmless, it is still likely less harmful than combustible cigarettes due to the absence of tobacco smoke combustion products. What remains clear is this: the scientific picture is evolving. The researchers are increasingly focused on early biological damage, not just long-term cancer outcomes. For now, experts stress that vaping should not be viewed as risk-free, particularly for individuals who've never smoked. And regulators around the world are now being urged to weigh this growing body of evidence carefully as they shape future public health policies. Well, that's it for today's UroNurse News. Tomorrow on UroNurse, not news, UroNurse, we're celebrating a major milestone, our 200th episode. Yep, that's right, folks. 200 episodes, once a week, every week, for 200 times. What started out as a mission to bring clear, practical urology education to patients and providers has grown into a trusted platform, reaching thousands every week. I should say tens of thousands. From bladder health breakthroughs to real-world clinical insights, catheter care, infection prevention, and patient empowerment, I've covered it all, one episode at a time. And in this special 200th episode, I'm going to take a look back at where we started, the most impactful stories along the way, and most importantly, what's coming up, what's ahead. So be sure to join us tomorrow on this special episode, our 200th episode.
Breaking news, clinical guidelines, and research insights delivered weekdays at 9 a.m.
UroNurse, where the experts meet. Online learning, practical and sweet.